Hi everyone, welcome to another video. So this is the second or third time I've tried to film this video today. It's been such a long time since I've filmed a video that I've become a bit stiff, let's say. So I've got a cup of tea and I'm just gonna have a chat with you about non-vegan friends and family and also non-zero waste friends and family, because I've been starting to do more zero waste videos on the channel. And when you change your lifestyle in any kind of way, it affects people. So by being vegan, it has an impact on those around you, and also by trying to make more conscious zero waste options. Firstly, I want to say my perspective about this whole topic has changed quite a lot since previous videos. Well, a lot's probably exaggerating. It's changed a bit. And I think that's because I've had a baby. I now have a 12-month-old. And motherhood does change you. I wouldn't say it's softened me, so don't worry. I'm not going to be saying that all the non-vegans in my life get a free pass and it's okay that they choose to abuse, exploit and pay for people to kill animals. Of course, that's not okay. But I think my approach to them, let's say, has changed slightly. The first thing I want to update you about is not the last video, the video before. I was talking to you about a vegetarian friend I had who I'd kind of cut contact with. I guess that's how I explained it in that video. Well, I've recently reconnected with her, which might be a bit of a surprise, but the reason for that is because at the time when I made that video, when I was quite angry about it, I was bringing up the topic of veganism, knowing that the ethos does resonate with her, and I know that she chooses not to eat animal flesh because she cares about animals. So I knew in her heart of hearts that veganism was really her and that she does have it in her to go all the way. But whenever I used to bring it up, or whenever I'd ask her why she wasn't vegan, she just wouldn't answer my question. And it got to a point where I found that so frustrating and disrespectful and kind of rude when someone just doesn't respond to you when it's something so important. And the reason we've recently reconnected is that she sent me a very, very honest email in which she lays down very openly about the one main reason why she's not vegan, and it was the reason I suspected, and it is still an excuse, and she says it's an excuse, and she accepts that it's not good enough, and she also explains that she's imperfect, and it's not that I'm giving her a free pass or that I think it's okay that she's not vegan, but I guess I respect the fact that she was honest and that she was able to be honest with me and herself, because at the end of the day, if you're vegan, the most you can expect from everyone around you is to be honest about it. So at least if people aren't vegan, they can give you a real answer as to why they're not. And I don't mean a real answer like our ancestors ate meat, so we have to, or we've got carnivorous canine teeth or all this other bullshit. But I mean an actual reason that resonates with them, that is personal to them. And that's what she gave me, and I'm not going to go into the reason because if she watches this video I don't think it's fair for me to explain, but also I think when someone is honest like that with you, it means that they're one step closer to becoming vegan. So if you're able to be open about it, then you see being vegan as less of an obstacle, I suppose. So I've recently reconnected with her and I'm looking forward to seeing her again, and she is genuinely someone that I know is a good person, and she calls herself a veggie and a half, so she will almost always have the vegan option. There are just a few instances in her life now in which she's not fully vegan, but she said at home she is. So I think I can work with that, and she's definitely the kind of person that I would be happy to be around Frida, because she is a good person. She's a good person at heart. The second point I want to share with you is that I have got to a stage now where I've moved out of the vegan honeymoon period, which is when you first become vegan and then you start to meet other vegans. You think it's so amazing that you meet other people who are actually vegan too. I've moved past that now because I've been vegan for 3.5 years, and maybe it's just because I've been a bit more critical. No, I'm not going to say not critical, but I've just been a bit more aware, let's say, since I've had Frida, of those people around me. And the conclusion I've come to is that yes, most of the people in our lives are vegan, but some of the people I was spending time with, they're vegan, but they're not the nicest of people. So the moral of this story is just because someone's vegan doesn't mean they're a good person, and it doesn't mean you're gonna automatically get on with them either. So there are lots of different kinds of vegans is what I've realised. So there are some people I was friends with who were vegan in the last, year that I wouldn't really want to have around Frida, because I feel like they're quite negative in other areas and they don't really bring out a good side of me. Like, they don't really bring out the best of me. And I think that's important with friendships, and especially if you're a parent, and you don't even have to have kids to not want to be around negative people. So I'd say about 95% of our friends are vegan, and they're not just vegan, they're what I'd say ethical vegans who became vegan for the animals first. And they also do activism. So our kind of close circle of friends are real ethical vegans. You know, they all go to like Saves and Outreach and AV and all the rest of it. Those of you who always watch these videos of mine, as an update, my father and I still don't sit together and eat, and that's been over 2 years now, 2.5 years. And some of you commented and said, why don't you invite your father over to have a meal at your house? I've done that. He doesn't come. I have made an effort with him, and I've tried, and anything that he does with us, because he knows that it's vegan, he's just not interested. So that's an update on my dad. And for those of you who haven't watched previous videos of mine, I've taken what's called the Liberation Pledge, so I won't sit and eat with someone while they consume any animal products. So that includes meat, dairy, and eggs. So the other person needs to be eating vegan food, even if they're not vegan, because I won't sit and eat with someone while they consume those products. It's impossible to continue doing that. I think if you go and bear witness at a slaughterhouse, it feels like such a betrayal to the animals that you've seen, that you then go and sit with someone across the same table and not really say anything and accept that they're eating the body of someone who wanted to live. I can't do that. So that's the reason why my dad and I don't sit and eat together, because he insists on ordering animal products, even though he knows how much it upsets me and how much veganism is to our lives. So that will mean, as a result, that Frida won't sit and eat with him, and he is her grandfather, so that's quite sad, but it's just the way it is. It doesn't actually make me feel sad, I just kind of accept it. And on to zero waste. So I thought I'd also touch on non-zero waste friends and family in this video, and I think it's probably likely that I'll make a separate video about this, just because I think zero waste and veganism are inextricably linked anyway. I think if you become vegan, you're going to open up to zero waste naturally, and vice versa, because you can't deny the negative impact of animal agriculture if you're avoiding plastic. It doesn't make any sense. So with zero waste and having a kid now and friends who are not following that lifestyle, I think it's probably harder with children, because you find that when you have a child and you're a parent, people want to give you things, and they want to give your child things, which makes gift receiving, I should say, a bit difficult and kind of stressful. And even though it's wonderful and amazing to be given things, and we're really grateful to be given presents, it's kind of about finding that balance when you're trying to live that low waste lifestyle without seeming like you're ungrateful when someone gives you a present. And I think it's just about being clear with that. But as I said, I'm happy to make a separate video about this. So Frida turned 12 months, on the 28th of March, and we were given some really awesome secondhand, zero waste, reclaimed presents by our friends, like a knitted rabbit, some secondhand books, a little Green Radical secondhand onesie, which was a hand-me-down from our friend, which is really sweet because we've watched him wear that, and a set of wooden toys that some friends actually made, and then so hand carved and then stained with different natural dyes from beetroot, red cabbage, and turmeric. So there were some really amazing presents. Actually, I've got some photos, so I'm sure I can insert some here so you can see the amazing presents. So I'm happy to make another one of these videos for you guys if you've enjoyed it. My opinions have changed because I've had Frida, and it's been a while since I've talked about this. But in conclusion, when you're vegan, when you zero waste, relationships with those people in your life who are not living the same kind of lifestyle are going to be a bit strained, are going to be a bit difficult, because you're not coming at each other from the same angle, and you kind of have to meet people where they are, but at the same time not give people too much leeway, because it's really easy to become vegan. Actually, it's much easier to become vegan, should I say, than to live a zero waste lifestyle. So I think it's just about being as accepting as you can, but then also being firm in the way you live and not kind of taking any crap from people. And I feel like I'm getting that balance much better now, because I'm reconnecting with this friend who I do feel in my heart of hearts will go vegan eventually, and I hope I get to see that. So I'm probably going to meet up with her this week or next week, hopefully, and she'll get to meet Frida. And I think seeing us and seeing that we're happy, healthy vegans living this low waste lifestyle will have a positive impact on her, will maybe inspire her that she can go one step, two step further and change a bit, because she's almost there. And she's always been an important friend to me. And she's just a vegan at heart. She really is. She's definitely a vegan at heart. But then there are some people who I can just see they're never going to go vegan. And that does bother me if I have anyone in my life now who I can just never imagine changing. It's hard for me to spend time with them because it's something I care so deeply about. So yeah, it's a really hard subject, isn't it? A lot of people on YouTube don't really want to open up about their personal relationships with their family and friends, but I don't mind. I think it helps you guys watching see that you're not alone if you're having trouble. Because after you go vegan, the hardest thing about being vegan then is living in a world where most people aren't, and knowing that they choose to, or unknowingly choose to partake in that cruelty. So it's kind of taking it one day at a time. And I think now I've got Frida around, I'm really looking forward to when she starts talking and asking people those really uncomfortable questions about why they're not vegan, and also reading books to her. So we've got the Ruby Roth books. I'm really looking forward to our non-vegan family reading those books to her. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And I will share that with you when we get to that stage in her life, because kids are really powerful when they ask adults questions, because you can't bullshit a kid in the same way that you can bullshit an adult. So I think that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Comment below, let me know how you deal with non-vegan friends and family, if you have lots of vegans in your life or not, and if you're a parent, how you manage living zero waste and raising your kids that way. How do you find it? I'm interested to hear. Until the next time, bye.